You are looking live here in beautiful Salt Lake City here at DNA HQ. My name is Darren. That is AJ. What is going on, my friend?
Not much, buddy. I'm just here to enjoy another beautiful week of sports recapping.
I know, exactly. That's what I'm here for. That's
Yeah.
what we're here for. Hopefully that's what you guys are here for. Really hot day outside today.
Very hot.
Very hot.
Yeah, 95 degrees is too hot for Utah.
Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. AJ, I need to tell you something.
Okay.
This is the first time in Utah Jazz DNA history that we are streaming live on Utah Jazz DNA.
That is correct.
On YouTube.
Exciting day.
Very exciting.
Very exciting day.
Very exciting. Let us know if you're joining us live on Utah Jazz DNA or if you're joining us live on our main channel, DNA Sports Recap. We're trying to something new here, so let us know how you guys are liking it. We're going to see. Hopefully, we can get interaction on both channels in the live stream. Sorry, within the chat there, and we'll figure all that out. So,
Absolutely.
this one is going to be a work in progress this first week, so please be kind to us on the production here. We're going to try our best here. Once again, folks, this is a live show, so if you're watching this live on DNA Sports Recap or Utah Jazz DNA, make sure you jump into the chat. We want to interact with you live during the show. Please comment on what we're talking about because we'd like to stop what we're talking about to chat with y'all.
Makes it so much more fun.
It does. It really does. It's a great way to get this onto YouTube quickly, and it makes it funner to do it live because we're actually talking with you guys. So be sure to join us. Be sure to jump into the live stream. Let us know in the chat where you're watching from and what your favorite color is. Adrian wants to know.
Red.
That's right, as long as it's red. With that all said, AJ, let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's talk a little bit about Utah Jazz basketball.
Let's do it. Before we get into the content, we like to encourage you to join the conversation in the comments down below. While you're down there, consider subscribing to Utah Jazz DNA. Smash that like button for your boy Darren.
That's right. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. The first subject we want to talk about is, hey, AJ, stop me if you heard this one.
Okay, I'm ready.
I know I said this last week, but it bears repeating. The Utah Jazz draft a guard, right?
Yep.
That guard signs with Adidas to a massive deal. And then he goes and balls out in Salt Lake City Summer League. Our guy, future statue, hashtag future statue. Let's start it. I want it to be a thing.
Yeah.
Darryn Peterson, man, made great first impressions for the Utah Jazz and the Jazz faithful there, AJ. In his debut against the Hawks, he scored 28 points on 11 for 21 shooting, 54% from the field, 57% from three. He also had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and he sold 3 bags of popcorn that day.
He did it all.
For those of you in the comments, that's not a. I was being sarcastic, okay? But he did underneath, and he did that all, AJ, with under 28 minutes on the court.
Yeah.
Funny enough, though, he had a -1 on the plus-minus box that game.
Oh.
Because of the 8 turnovers he had.
Ouch.
Yeah, 8 turnovers. The next game was more balanced, and what I really love about that before we get to the next game was the one thing he mentioned on the press conference when he was after the game. He talked about, he's like, how did it feel to have the ball in your hands? He's like, he's like, I think I had a bunch of turnovers. We look at it, he's like, yeah, we got to clean that up. I got to do better at that. Next game, more balanced approach. His efficiency wasn't as great. He was going up against the number 3 pick in the draft, which was Cam Boozer, and the rest of the Grizzlies were also there. But he scored 25 points in this game, 8 for 13 for shooting for 53%, not bad. Was not great from 3, scoring only 33% there, so a little less efficient there. But he added 12 assists, AJ, 2 steals, and only 2 turnovers in this game.
Yeah.
So literally fixing the one big issue that he had in game 1. You'll love to see it, AJ.
For the record, I think it would be a lot cooler if the Summer League games, they just did a 1v1 tournament. Like if you've got 2 top 10 picks, they should have to play like 1v1 to like 5.
Yeah. NBA Summer League, we're available for consulting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Small fee.
We're here. Very small fee.
At DNA Sports Recap at gmail.com.
Yeah. And I think I was most impressed with just his poise. Like you mentioned, in his post-game recap, to say that he realized he had a bunch of turnovers and he wanted to clean that up for the next game. And then he goes ahead and he just does it. He goes out there and he did exactly what he was shooting to do. I mean, the level of basketball that he last played in college, even though it was NCAA tournament, right? Kansas was in there. They were playing in some tough games. It is absolutely nothing compared to stepping on a floor with 9 other guys that are all borderline NBA players.
Right.
Right. The players on your team are better. The players on the other team are better. And these are all guys that like were the best players at their college, the best player at their high school. I mean, these guys even probably got their jerseys hung up at their high school. That's the level of you're playing with at every single guy. So that's a huge leap. And I was really excited to kind of see how he would produce, on an NBA level, floor. And he didn't appear to be rushed. He wasn't uncomfortable. I mean, he looked for the right play. He didn't seem pressured to score or pass. He just kind of made a read and played basketball. And it was really refreshing to see. I think he's got a beautiful quick release shot. I mean, it's accurate. He makes really good decisions. And while he's on the floor, you can just kind of see that there's a different energy with whoever he's playing with. I watched the first Summer League game start to finish. It was just really fun to watch him be out there. And I just think he's going to fit in so well with the actual Jazz roster, right? I mean, when you go out there with guys like Larry and Key, I think it's going to take a ton more pressure off of him, which is super good for him as a player, as a young player. He's got to be feeling some pressure with the Summer League roster to live up to that number 2 hype, right?
Yeah. There were some times where he should have passed in some of those pick and roll situations where he didn't, and he forced a shot. The shot went in, so kudos to him. But yeah, I really think the 8 turnovers had a lot to do with the roster, not necessarily just him.
Right.
That number's probably around 4-ish with an NBA roster.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's just the thing though, is he is still learning, this speed, and it's going to get faster, but it didn't seem like it was going to be too much for him. And that's really refreshing to see. Like you mentioned, Donovan Mitchell had this kind of Summer League standout performance. Mm-hmm. He just signed a max contract.
Yeah.
With the Cavaliers.
Again, congrats to Spider, man. Love it. You love to see it, man. Again, making those picks a little less valuable, but that's okay.
That's okay.
We're not worried about picks anymore on this team. So.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we don't need picks anymore. We're past that.
Yeah. Apparently we need a center now, though. But
no,
we just signed a 2-year deal.
Mo Bamba.
2-year deal. So we got that center thing figured out.
Yeah.
Who needs Walker Kessler
squared
now?
away. Darren actually texted me as soon as he saw it, and he was just like, hey, we're good. We found a center.
We got him. Got our guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, dude. Do you have anything more on that before I jump in?
No.
Okay. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, AJ, there is something to be said, like I said at the top of this episode, and this might be a subject we want to talk about as well. Before I get into this, if someone's watching on Utah Jazz DNA, can you just drop a Utah Jazz DNA in the chat real quick? We want to make sure that those chats are coming through because we don't want to miss anybody that's potentially wanting to interact with us. So if anybody's watching on Utah Jazz DNA,
let us know. Just
drop in, hey, watching from Utah Jazz DNA in the chat so we can see it. Don't worry, we won't, put you up on screen and make you do a dance or anything. But anyway, so with that said here, there are so many parallels, and that might be worth a subject all on its own that we might want to talk about in a future episode. But there are so many parallels to be drawn between DP and Spida, man.
Yeah.
So just like Mitchell in his rookie year, this man was going to be that man was so much fun to watch rookie year, right?
Oh yeah, he had. I don't feel like Spida had as much pressure on his shoulders.
No,
because Jazz fans were reeling at that point, right? We just lost Gordon Hayward.
Right.
It was the worst 4th of July ever. I still remember where I was standing when I read the Gordon Hayward news.
Yeah.
Where I was standing.
I knew he wasn't coming.
I know. And you told me too.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, there's no way. He's not signing back.
But I was
eternal Jazz optimist. Right?
Yes, I was so optimistic. I was like, why would he leave? He loves it here, et cetera, et cetera. But anyways, it doesn't happen.
Apparently not. He apparently didn't love it here.
Yeah, he didn't love it here.
But anyway, so comparing the two. So here's another thing. Here's another one. You want another one parallel between these two guys?
Yeah.
AJ, you ready for this one?
Yeah.
This is going to be a big one. Okay.
I'm ready.
This is a big one. Do you know what the Jazz's record was in Donovan Mitchell's rookie year?
I'm going to guess. I'm going to say it was 45 and they had 45 wins.
Okay. It was 48 and 34.
48
AJ.
And 34?
Good for the 5th seed in the West.
In his rookie year?
In his rookie year.
Wow.
And what was our
my preseason prediction?
I got to wear it too.
You got to.
But your preseason prediction
you do have to wear it too. Yeah.
So I think on an inferior roster, the Jazz got to 40. Now, keep in mind, the West wasn't as strong as it is now. But keep in mind there, I mean, 48 wins on that team, the rookie year. And here's the best part, AJ. Let's put the cherry on top on something that you may not have been ready for. Let's go ahead and throw this on there. Let's go ahead and add another piece to this pie, AJ.
Yeah.
What if we're looking at this team, early spring or whatever the NBA finals or whatever the NBA playoffs wraps up next year in springtime, and the Utah Jazz did exactly underneath Donovan Mitchell what they do with DP and knock OKC out of the first round.
Oh, how would that be, dude? How would that be?
Bookmark it right here, folks. You heard it here first.
Absolutely.
That's the goal. Not only do we want to pass 48 wins or at least get to 48 wins with this squad, we also want to repeat and knock out OKC Thunder in the first round.
I'm all in for that.
Probably not going to happen. I think the Thunder's probably going to have a bye. But as long as we get through the first round, I think that'd be really, really cool.
I totally agree.
Similar.
Yeah.
Something similar would be really fun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Obviously, he did not play in the third game here in Summer League. Honestly, dude, I don't know why we played him in the second game. He just looked like a man among boys out there. This guy had no business being on the court. This guy was just super, super smooth. Maybe he wanted to play in the second game because he wanted to go up against the number 3 pick, and just wanted to ball out.
There's some of that in there, though.
This guy is playing less than 28 minutes a game so far, and he's putting up 35 starting minutes worth of production.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these are D League. These are not D League, but these are Summer League guys, dude. These are better than college players.
A lot of G League two-way roster guys that are,
yeah.
Younger players trying to get minutes, trying to make an NBA roster. A lot of them are borderline NBA roster guys, though.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's great to see. I mean, and he's just out there doing his thing, man.
Yeah.
You got to love it.
You got to love it. I can't wait until we see him in the Summer League there in Vegas to see what he does there. Hopefully, we only see him for a game and then just shut him down like we do with D. Will. Okay, dude, we've seen enough. Secondly, before we move on, what is Ace Bailey doing playing in the Summer League? You don't think that dude didn't earn his stripes on slugging through and starting half the season last year?
The only thing that I can think of is Ace Bailey requested
maybe
the playing time with DP.
Yeah, maybe. Because I'm sitting here watching it and
Yeah.
I'm like, good grief, man. Good grief. What are we doing?
Yeah.
It's one of those things, man. So it's just really interesting. We got Jonathan Blazer 982 jumping in the chat. Appreciate it, man. You mentioned that you want to run for president there, dude. We're all in it for you. I'll vote for you. You're joining our channel, man. You're joining our live stream. So let us know for sure. Let us know where you're, when you're going to be on the ballot. So love it. All right, so let's go ahead and pivot on over to our next subject, AJ. Now, with this one said, AJ, I have to give you some room to read on this one. And the comments are going to love me on this one. Right?
I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay. So, anytime, Jonathan, anytime. With all that said, AJ, here's what we need to think about, right? How do we think the Utah Jazz are going to position themselves to get there to that 48 win mark, right?
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, AJ, the last time the Jazz were in this position with Donovan Mitchell as the rookie that led us to the promised land in the postseason, which by the way is really weird to say when you've been Utah Jazz fan as long as I have. This team is essentially just loyal to a fault to everybody.
Yeah.
We literally had the same mascot for 25 years, same person in the bear suit for 25 years.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of a sad
What
story.
about in arena announcer?
In arena announcer, check it out. We got a video on our main channel, DNA Sports Recap, about that. We should probably post some of that stuff on this one.
We probably should.
Change the title, say, archive, maybe. So let us know, Utah Jazz DNA subscribers. Let us know what you want to do with that. But anyway, so again, at this time, we had a completely different head coach, completely different GM. We had a completely different ownership group, AJ.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, AJ, we currently are sitting, now this is where I'm probably going to lose half of our viewership here. We have an unproven ownership group, right? Mm-hmm. They have not put a winning product on the court yet. That's what I mean by unproven.
Yeah.
So let me just solidify that.
At this point for the Jazz, absolutely.
We have an unproven head coach.
Yep.
Has not put together a winning season since he put on the big headset, which they don't put on a headset in the Jazz, but, the big lineup card in the back pocket, I don't know.
It still applies, yeah.
Yeah. There's a shirt somewhere that we need to make out of that. And I would also argue that we have an unproven GM as well, AJ. Now, before I hear it in the chat and before I hear it in the comments from you folks there, yes, I know Danny Ainge has done it before somewhere else, but he hasn't proven anything in this market yet.
Right.
He repeatedly said things that he hasn't been able to come through with, like the whole big game hunting thing. Remember that? Came up empty. So we thought we had this team figured out, right?
Yeah. I mean, we do every time.
Yeah, we thought after the trade deadline last year, AJ, we thought we had this team figured out. Regardless of where they drafted, we knew, coming back, we were starting 3 7-footers. Everyone had a shot that needed to be respected, including Walker Kessler. Because before going into that, he's been working on his range. Even a mid-range shot would have been respected for Kessler there. And we had a unique defensive presence on defense. And we had length and elite rim protection with Walker Kessler.
Yeah. Now
that they did not re-sign Walker Kessler, what are we thinking the game plan is for the Jazz front office?
Yeah, I mean, I think at a first glance, you think the Jazz might end up moving Triple J to the 5, right? I mean, I think that's immediately Larry Markkinen at the 4. You throw Ace in the starting lineup. You got DP and Key. And that's a ton of scoring. But you really wonder, like, how are we going to get good defensive minutes? Where are we going to generate that defensive effort from, right? So with Kessler being such an anchor, he kind of cleaned up all those slip ups. He gave you that safety net. Triple J's always been more of a help defender. He's great at it. But really filtering guys into him is not how you traditionally think of Jaren Jackson Jr., right? He's just not that guy that's Rudy Gobert. So then you wonder if it's a great fit because of the size of the NBA these days, right? Mm-hmm. Chet Holmgren, Wemby, Jokic, these are all 7-footers that it's really tough to defend at 6'10". I mean, he does got a 7'4" wingspan, and that definitely helps, but Wemby's 7'4" with an 8-foot wingspan.
Yeah.
Like that's a monster guarding a monster. So that's really tough. And you just wonder where the defensive end is going to come from. I mean, I guess my first thought is probably Nurkic, and do you move Nurkic into that starting lineup, and is that going to be tough enough to kind of anchor a defense? Are you going to get productive minutes out of him, and does he have enough to kind of pick up where Walker left off? So that's kind of some of my thoughts. Like that's my initial thing is like, okay, where are we going to go with this? And not signing Kessler. I mean, the first thing I think of when I heard they weren't signing Kessler is like, okay, the Jazz are sure they want to sign Keontae, right? Because you can't sign both of those guys to $100 million contracts.
Yeah. Although we said differently on one of our episodes.
We did, but
it was being optimistic.
It was being optimistic, and the second apron, we're not managing the team's budget, and like I think they were. It looked like they were ready to do that when they talked about how important Walker Kessler was to this team, and how he was an anchor and a centerpiece, and again, I mean, I said it very clearly on a lot of these shows that I thought this team was built around Walker Kessler. His defensive presence was something that the Jazz needed. So it was really tough to see Walker leave, because that was the guy that we needed to anchor this team defensively. But now the questions that we have, right, collectively, is what are we going to do to replace that production? Because it is going to be important. We are going to need somebody to anchor that defense, and who's the person that steps up and gives good productive minutes to this team.
Yeah, man, I think it's going to be an interesting scenario. We already knew exactly what this team was going to do. Given what they were going to do before they didn't sign him. Now they chose not to sign him. It's obviously a shift. They're not going from hey, we're going to have this dominant defensive front court where we're going to have size and length and everything. And then as far as like defensive liabilities, we have anything like that on the guard line, we're going to handle that with a team mentality. Obviously, DP is a great two-way player. Keontae does have reach and length that he can use. And we can kind of cover a lot of that.
And Keontae did play good defensive minutes last year.
Yeah, he was definitely average to above average after the whole benching thing at the beginning of the year. So
absolutely.
Really proud of him on what he did there. But to me, what I'm thinking here is like, okay, obviously they're transitioning away from that because I thought that they were building a team specifically to beat OKC and San Antonio.
Yeah, and Kessler made it look that way.
Yeah, and Kessler made it look like that was the direction that the team was going to go. Now we're back to kind of, the status quo for this Jazz team. We don't really know what their direction is, and we're going to have to play guesswork until they give us an indication on what they're doing.
Yeah,
I think you're right. I think it's going to be more of a 5 by committee, which we'll probably get into here in a minute. But like I said there, dude, there's definitely a change in how this mindset of this team is going to work versus, okay, we're going to be a defensive juggernaut with shooting at all 5 spaces, allowing our premier guards to crash and drive in, and get to the basket. Imagine Ace Bailey, dude, being able to just sit in there, just plow into the paint when we have 5 out. Dude. It was just, something we'll talk about a little bit later, but. Like, I don't know. I think there just leaves a question mark there on do we know what the Utah Jazz are thinking when it comes to what they're doing front office wise. Like, what's their game plan going forward?
Yeah.
We want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below when it comes to the Jazz, with the fact that they did not sign Walker Kessler, and with the signings of Mo Bamba, obviously the Nurkic contract extension, 2 years there, as well as the Jackson Hayes signing as well. Do you think we're kind of creating a different way of going about it? Do you think they're going to be more of an offensive team first versus defensive? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below for all that.
Yeah.
With that said, man, we're probably going to start seeing a lot, AJ, of Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 5 spot.
Yeah.
So it was heavily covered, AJ, that JJ has made it clear that he prefers to play the 4, not the 5.
Yeah.
Right. And we've heard a lot of talking heads throughout, our local market as well as nationally, that he's not great as a center. So after trying to find the quote, I spent several, probably about 30 or 40 minutes trying to find the quote there where he actually said, I prefer playing at power forward versus playing center. Drop a link in the chat there or in the comments of wherever he said that, because I looked for a while, could not see anything. I even resorted to asking AI for if they can find it. Gemini and ChatGPT both said he said it in 2018, but when you look at every single article that he said it, there's literally no reference to any quote that he said that. The closest thing I could come actually was a quote in 2025 in The Athletic, AJ. Okay. This is worried about playing the 5 due to injuries, for Steven Adams being out. He said, it's a lot, man. You're going against really big guys, physical guys. You got a lot of work on rebounds and turnaround and cross match and bring it up the court, bunch of stuff. Now he might have said that with like a heavy breath or something like that. But I think the key thing that we learned from this is that, as always, AI is completely useless. But
yes, that's correct.
With that in mind, I'm thinking that, well, okay, I can't find the quote. Let me look at the numbers. Maybe the numbers spell it out and say, like, okay, obviously this guy cannot play a 5. Let's say that he's not good there, and that's where this is coming from. Yeah. Right? Well, you'd be wrong there too, my friend. All of his productive seasons, including his Defensive Player of the Year, and both of his All-Star seasons, AJ, were him playing the majority of the season at the center position. Blows my mind.
That's kind of what I was thinking, though. Like, because I feel like when you're watching the Grizzlies over these last few years, like, there wasn't a big guy in there with him.
It was Steven Adams, right? Like, but you were realizing how.
But Adams was first guy in, first guy out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he might start, but he's the first guy off the bench, and now you're rotating JJJ to 5, which is, I think, a lot of what the Jazz are going to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, to be honest with you, I mean, we saw Triple J in 3 games last year with the Jazz. And in those 3 games, he averaged 23 minutes, 22 points, 4 rebounds, and averaged a plus 14 while he was on the floor over that 3-game span. Mm-hmm. Also, in every single one of those games, he started and played along, guess who? Yusuf Nurkic.
There you go.
Started and played alongside. So I think the Jazz do have a plan to keep him in that 4 to at least initially start and kind of see how this is going to work out for him. Nurkic was like a +1 average over those games, right? Realistically, that's a win. If you can get a guy on the floor that he is not hurting the team to be out there, that's always going to help your team. So let's not forget about the triple doubles that Nurkic had. This guy had some triple doubles last season.
I really think we should forget about those.
I don't think we should, because the triple doubles that he had, it wasn't with NBA starting talent. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he makes great passes. He sets guys up to score the basketball. He had some good games where he scored. His rebounding was better than average, right? Because on his career, he only averages 6 to 7 rebounds a game. So he had above averaging. I think that he has the ability to come in and provide that relief of playing the 5 for Triple J, not hurt the team, give good quality minutes, And then when you get Nurkic off the floor, you want to put Ace Bailey out there. Now you kind of move to let's see you outscore us, right? Because Nurkic isn't an offensive weapon. He scores better than Kessler does,
Right.
for sure. He's more of an offensive weapon than Kessler. I mean, I guess if you're going to pull true shooting percentages, yeah, Walker Kessler shoots like 75% from the field, but 90% of those are dunks and, touch shots. So Nurkic has more offensive skill than Kessler had. And when you pull Nurkic off the floor and then you put Ace out there with DP, Key, and like some of these guys, dude, you're going to be in really good shape to score the basketball. Ace, I think, is going to give you some good minutes defensively because he's still big. That's not a small lineup when you pull Nurk off the floor and you put Ace out there. I mean, you're 6'9", 6'11", 7, you know what I mean? Like, you are big, even with Ace out there, and especially in that 3-4 spot. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I mean, I think that we've got a good option to move forward with Nurk, starting the 5 and then coming out if we need him to. I really hope that we're going to see Ace as the first person off the bench. He needs those minutes against an NBA team with an NBA roster to really move his game. I think that Ace is really, really talented, and he's a player we have to get to this DP level, right? We're all so pumped about, Darryn Peterson, and, you have a couple really great games, and it's been so fun to watch him. But don't forget how good Ace Bailey is. Like this kid was a number 5 draft pick, and he was projected to go top 2 or 3. Remember, he slid in the draft that we got him on. So,
which I think is the masterful about this whole thing, man. Like we tanked the first year to get a top 2 pick, and we got one because he wanted to get to Washington, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, I mean, not necessarily him, but whoever was managing him wanted him to go to Washington. So they did everything they could to get him there. And then we had another guard. Then we tanked again. Like we've never gotten the number 1 spot. We never got the number 1 pick. Well, conveniently, we got the projected number 1 pick until all this issue with Kansas started for this guy.
Yeah.
And then he fell in the draft, and the Jazz were like, "We'll take him." Like this, we got our number 1 overall pick. That's showing it basically pretty well out there. So I think between those two, we got our top of the line picks, right? We've got our.
The fact is the Jazz were in such a perfect position for this draft pick, dude. Because if you get the number 1 pick, you've got a ton of pressure to take AJ Dabanza from, all of the BYU alum, the Ryan Smith, his connections to BYU. You've got a ton of pressure, and even if you don't think, and I think it was pretty consensus that AJ Dabanza was the best player in the draft. But as far as a fit, you and I talked about it. Peterson was the best fit in this draft for this team.
I honestly think I think the immeasurables and the ceiling for what AJ Dabanza had put him ahead of Peterson for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think the best NBA player ready to go right now was easily Darryn Peterson.
And that's exactly where we're at. We're at a point now where we've got the best NBA player ready that fits with this roster the best. This is where we needed to be. And the number 2 pick was the best place for us. Because if the Wizards do something crazy and they decide to take AJ Dabanza, Darryn Peterson, we get AJ Dabanza.
Right.
All pressure is off of us. We win again. Right? The projected number 1 pick since he was 12 years old playing middle school basketball, AJ Dabanza comes to Utah.
Yeah.
Oh, no. This was exactly what we needed. And I'm super excited, man.
I am so excited.
I'm so excited.
Instead of spending July 4th worrying, and being super depressed that Gordon Hayward's not here on this team anymore, that he went somewhere else, we get to spend this time talking about how great of a player we have. And he showed it during the first 2 games that he played in the Summer League so far.
He just looked the part the whole time, dude.
Yeah.
And it was so relieving.
Looked like he didn't even belong being on that court, dude.
He doesn't. Insane. I mean, he's just getting NBA speed reps is all he's doing.
Yeah. In 28 minutes and not showing a second to slow down, which I love.
Yeah.
Now, the Jazz actually have a history of, not this Jazz team. Obviously, this was 15 years ago. But the Jazz organization itself does have a history of playing a stretch big with Memo, right?
Yeah.
This guy would always be the trailer. Darren Williams would, set a screen and just toss the ball backwards, and then Memo would knock down the 3.
Yeah.
And then he would be part of the defensive rotation. Was not the best defensive big in the league, not even close, but he got boards. He got offensive rebounds.
He was effective.
He was very effective. Always had a plus, a positive plus minus for the most part. Sometimes the 3 wasn't going in, but I really think that this is something the Jazz can do. If they decide to do a 5-out spacing, we are much better offensively shooting with Triple J at the 5 than we were with Kessler at the 5.
Much
hands
better.
down, right?
Much better, especially because that puts Ace Bailey back on the floor. And
Yeah.
Ace Bailey is such a stud offensively, and he has so many tools. He causes so much pressure on the defense to guard. You can't just sag off of anybody with Ace Bailey on the floor.
No.
Because he will torch you.
Yeah, think about it. We have Walker Kessler that's with the Lakers now. And then so we have a much better trailing big that can shoot threes. We also have Lauri Markkanen, who's the probably, if not the best, one of the best spot up shooters in the league.
I think he's top 5 percentage-wise. Yeah.
Chilling in the corner, waiting for the ball to get kicked out to him. Meanwhile, you have DP, you have KG3, you have Ace Bailey. You have, let's not forget about
just putting
Isaiah
a ton
Collier.
of pressure on the rim, dude.
Yeah.
A ton of pressure.
Isaiah Collier is one of the best about putting his body to, running downhill.
And doesn't let up either.
Yeah. Let's not,
Yeah.
Bryce Sensabaugh, let's not forget about that guy. Like, we had all
And they
these
just
guards
keep
that
going.
can, all these wings that could crash and kick out to a bunch of 7-footers that can shoot over anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a beautiful thing, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got a chat here from Nessa Joe saying, "Go Jazz." Appreciate
Absolutely.
Nessa.
Go Jazz.
Thank you, Nessa, for that chat there. All right, man. Well, once again, folks, we are doing this live on Utah Jazz DNA for the first time. So if you're watching us live on that channel, really appreciate it. Hopefully your guys' chats were coming through there. If we were having any issues, let us know in the comments down below there. But if you want to continue with us while we switch and pivot over and talk a little bit about Major League Baseball, a link to our main channel, DNA Sports Recap, will be listed in the description down below. Anything else you want to talk about when it comes to the Utah Jazz?
Nope.
All right, let's go ahead and do it. Once again, folks, appreciate it. Again, we are live every Wednesday evening at 8:30. We're going to go live on Utah Jazz DNA. We absolutely love the growth that this channel has. We've received over the last, 3-4 weeks?
Yep.
Almost over a month now. We've gotten to the point where we can go live on this channel, so we want to make sure we did that so we can interact with you folks live here. And be sure to join us on DNA Sports Recap on the other side.
Thanks for watching. We'd like to encourage you to join the conversation in the comments down below. While you're down there, consider subscribing to Utah Jazz DNA if this is the type of content that you enjoy. While you're down there, smash that like button for your boy Darren.
That's right. All right, man. So let's go ahead and get into it, dude. With a lot to talk about when it comes to Major League Baseball.
Yep.
There's a few things we want to get in. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it, man. Let's talk some ball.
Yeah, let's do it. Absolutely.
But first, before we get into the content, folks, we'd like to encourage you to join the conversation in the comments down below. While you're down there, consider subscribing to Major League DNA and make sure to smash that like button for your boy AJ right over there.
Do it.
Comment. All right, man. Well, once again, thank you very much for joining us on Major League DNA. If you're joining us on our main channel, DNA Sports Recap, appreciate it. If you're joining us from our sister channel, Utah Jazz DNA, and you made the switch over to Utah to DNA Sports Recap, thank you for joining us on this side of things where we talk a little bit about some baseball. So let's chat about it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So Major League Baseball and the ABS system has been overwhelmingly successful, right? It's really shown like how good a lot of umpires really are. And when you kind of see that when they miss calls, it's usually by fractions of an inch. And it's been really cool to see when a ball's coming in at 90 plus miles an hour, how they get it right most of the time. Mm-hmm. I mean, but there's obviously some umpires, and it's played the exact opposite, and it's kind of shown how truly bad they really are. And Major League Baseball is noticing. So it was reported that CB Buckner and Laz Diaz, who annually grade right at the top of the league's worst umpires, are on the list among 7 officials that plan to accept a buyout and retire at the end of the season. How do you feel about this one, Darren?
This is an interesting one, man. So this obviously came from Bob Nightingale from USA Today, right?
Yeah.
And I think that, in the article, I don't know if he comes out directly and says it. I can't remember when I was writing my notes here. I didn't quote it, but this is based off of their not only previous performance and issues they've been having on the field with players and managers and stuff like that, but also simply because of ABS accuracy, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the average percentage of accuracy in the MLB is 93.4%, right?
Yeah.
That's the average. So first off is Marvin Hudson, dude, being forced to retire, being only 0.3% below average. It's kind of harsh, don't you think?
That's really harsh, actually.
Just say that's the first thing I noticed when I looked at that. I saw the list and I saw them versus the average. I'm like, hang on a second, that's kind of.
You're like, dude, you're setting the bar at a new level for us. You're gonna have to go and clean it up.
Yeah, I mean, he has been doing it since 1998. So that means he's been doing it for 28 years. He's 62 years old, so maybe that has something to do with it.
I'm sure that has something to do with it.
But yeah, all these guys debuted at the year 2000 or earlier, AJ.
Right.
And what I've been saying on this one, a whole thing when it comes to ABS, is that there's so much more velocity in today's game and so much more movement in today's game. Like you were in the mid to late 90s and someone's like, oh, you're a fireball pitcher. You were throwing a 93 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's like the average speed of the average fastball has gone up quite a bit over the last 20, 30 years. Asking some of these guys that are in their 60s to try and figure out where the ball is moving, if it's coming on or off the plate.
And I really wonder, do you think they have an eye test?
Oh, I guarantee they do.
Like they've got to have like a full-blown
I guarantee
eye test, eye exam to be like, how good is your vision at 65 years old?
Yeah, it's got to be like, right? You got to have it in there. But yeah, man, I just think, 93% is the average.
Yeah.
And these guys were below it. So you're like 91, 92. So one of them was as bad as 89%. But yeah, dude, I think it's perfect, dude. Like all the ABS did here is push this stuff sooner, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that there was anybody on this list that wasn't actually already considering retirement, and we're just waiting to how many years it would take to be qualified for pension anyway. So to me, I think this is a win-win for this situation here. These guys probably, like I said, were looking to retire. And if you're going to judge on how you are now more than ever, this is kind of setting a new standard. And a lot of these umpires never got challenged before. Being able to challenge something has only been something in the league for like the last 5 seasons, right? So challenging a call is already something they were already dealing with and not used to. Having this ball strike, having somebody overturn a call that you made over and over again if you're not having a good night, can be kind of embarrassing for some of these folks. So I don't know, man. I get it. I just think all this did was push it a few years earlier. But I think it's a good thing. Honestly, I think it would have been appropriate for these people to be fired, not given early retirement.
Yeah, but after 28 years in the league.
But I know you can't do that with, there are some that deserve to be fired.
I'm pretty sure the umpires are unionized, aren't they?
That's exactly. It's the union.
They can't just go out there and just start axing people, right? They've got to give.
Honestly, they should though. Like if you were, performing well below average at your job, they wouldn't force you into retirement. They would just fire you.
Yeah, but I'm also not unionized.
Yeah, so. Me neither. Yeah, but, that's how things are in Utah here.
But I think you nailed it, though. I mean, I think this is exactly what this system is designed for, right? Because it does a really good job holding umpires accountable, and it also empowers them to make the right call. And then if a hitter doesn't like the call, guess what they turn around and say? Challenge it then.
Yeah, exactly.
You think it was so bad? Give it a tap, man.
Give it a little tappy tap.
Yeah, and I love the mind games that it adds. I love it's a whole different level. It's a whole different angle to the game. There's now, a whole. It just adds one more little, and it's kind of funny, but curveball to the whole game.
Right.
That's got to be done. Players got a plan. They got to know how many challenges they have, and I don't know. The MLB got this right. Adding ABS strike zones was absolutely perfect because you see umpires they don't get too wide with their zones. They don't get too tall with their zones. They're calling much tighter games, and it is just excellent, dude. I've absolutely loved it.
Yeah, no, 100% agree on that one there. Tammy Price, fan of the channel, jumping in here, saying that is interesting. I'm surprised they get it so close. I know some of the times you would think that they wouldn't necessarily be there. Let's see. It's going back to how it was. Wait, it's going back to how it was. So if they can't or don't want to adjust, they should retire. It's a great way to look at it, because either A, you deal with the constant scrutiny. I'm tell you one thing, and Tammy Price, fan of the channel, you could back me up on this one. You want to get deep into the theory of when's the right time to challenge a call and when's not the right time to challenge a call. watch a Dodger broadcast when Eric Karros is on the call. This guy will break it all down for you.
Yeah.
It's like when there's a run probability situation, this guy knows. He's like, oh, that's not a good time to challenge. Obviously he's going to have it overturned, but this is early in the game. Innings 2, there's a 3-ball count and you're challenging a strike now. He will break it all down for you, man. It's almost irritating.
He gets deep into it. He gets
deep into it, man. It was great. Really funny is the Dodgers are playing the Rockies right now, and we'll get into this game a little bit more. But Eric Karros is in the booth, and his son plays third base for the Rockies.
Oh, really?
So it's really funny to watch his son come up. Anyway, fun stuff. Now we're gonna jump back to we gotta jump into this McKinley because I know we're talking baseball right now, but McKinley, we want to make sure we always honor your comments in our live stream.
Absolutely, buddy.
Summer League was awesome to see DP live. Can't wait to the seasons to start, and am excited to watch DP and AJ play tomorrow in Vegas.
So excited for that game.
Yes, it's going to be awesome.
Yep, that is always tune in for.
Yeah, it's going to be a one game, and then pull them both out. We're done.
Yeah,
we're done. All we need to see there. I don't want to see DP playing in too much of the Vegas Summer League.
Yeah.
Let's save some of those bullets a little bit.
Yeah.
We have a couple more comments here. We'll jump into them real quick on the Jazz side there. I guess there's some front office, I guess when it comes to the front office, it's going to wait until a center becomes available to pounce on. Hoping that the Cavs need to shed some salary with Donovan on his new contract, maybe Jared Allen. And we've actually talked about that on the challenge. I think actually you brought up that on a previous video.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, it's going to be awesome. Man, when it comes to this whole challenge thing, when it comes to baseball, I think it's absolutely awesome that they've done this. I want to see this progress. I don't want to see the umpires taken completely out of the game because there is part of that is part of the game, so I don't want that to be completely gone.
No, they can't.
I don't want them just standing back there with an earpiece, just calling whatever the ABS says.
No.
But maybe expanding the challenge rules a little bit, might be beneficial. But yeah, love to see it. Absolutely love to see it.
There's too much right with an umpire calling a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's nothing better than somebody getting rung up on a third pitch called strike.
Yeah.
And then there's also like the next best step is like rung up on a third pitch called strike and someone's like,
yes.
And you're like,
and we get to play that song and dance all over again.
I love it, dude.
It's so good.
It's so much fun to watch.
It adds what they took away when they took away National League pitchers not hitting. Because there's that strategy in there. They're like, okay, our pitcher's dealing, but it's the 6th inning. Should we pull him out we got 2 runners in scoring position. Should we pull him out? That element of the game is gone now. And I kind of miss it, to be honest with you. But having this adding into it, I think makes it much, much better. And I just love it so much.
I do too.
Anyway, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about that Colorado Rockies and the Dodgers, shall we?
Yeah, we really should because you know what? We all know that games get a little bit tense, right? You're in the 10th inning of a game. You're tired. Every hit seems to it could be the decision maker. You know what I mean? Like when you start with a runner on second, which love the rule change, by the way.
Okay. Like the
I
ghost
know
runner.
you don't like it, do you?
I don't have a problem with it as long as it's not in the World Series or postseason.
Right. I think it's great. And I think that it adds that little bit of drama into extra innings that is necessary. And also it shortens game times, right? It's a whole lot easier when you got somebody on first somebody on second because one well-placed single can end the ball game.
Oh yeah.
Walk off or whatever. So, got a little bit off topic there, but
keep going.
But if you have a close play at the plate, close tag, and then an obvious re-tag, there's going to be a problem, right? And that's what happened when the Dodgers played the Rockies. Dalton Rushing tagged Cole Carrick on a close play at home, and it led to some jawing back and forth. Bench is clear. The whole situation happens. So I want to know, Darren, do you think that this situation is purely situational? Like he didn't like this one play. Or do you think it's more of the reputation that Dalton Rushing is getting with all the things that are happening? He's been in the media all over quite a bit.
Way too much for a backup catcher.
Do you think it's situational or do you think it's a reputational thing?
I definitely think that it's because of reputation.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is a baseball play, right?
Absolutely.
You don't know if he touched the bag or not, right? You didn't hear the umpire call the call.
I didn't even see him call it. Watching the replay, he doesn't make a signal.
Yeah, so you got the fans screaming. You got
Yeah.
the collision at the plate. Your face mask gets knocked. You didn't hear it. So this is a baseball move. He's standing there. You quickly tag him just in case. We saw the exact same play, not at home, but at second base early in this game, where the guy ran past second and did not touch second base to go back. And so the umpire didn't make a call. And so they just threw over to second. Guy was out because he did not touch second base. So you don't want to be the catcher who's not making sure and going the extra way. So yeah, he made the baseball call just in case that he missed tapping the plate, because how is he supposed to know if he touched the plate or not?
Yeah.
Right? He's covering, he's making the tag. So yeah. And Cole Carring started this whole thing.
Yeah.
This was started by him, not by Dalton Rushing. He was the first one to say something. If you watch the replay, both Dalton Rushing and the umpire turn around and look at him.
Right.
So he obviously said something, and waved towards Dalton Rushing, right? And there's been a lot of comparison on this Carrying kid, comparing him to Yasiel Puig. I don't know if you know about Yasiel Puig, but Vince Scully called him the wild horse. Very short-tempered, quick to, get into it with some players. And they're saying that this Carrying kid is similar to that. But yeah, Rushing got the last laugh on this one, AJ.
Right.
So in my opinion, yeah, this was definitely by reputation, because this was something that the Cole guy started by turning around and saying something enough to where
Just unnecessarily saying something.
something that both the umpire and Dalton Rushing noticed. And so Dalton Rushing stood up, turned around, and Max Muncy was there to be like, whoa, back up, dude, back up. Like, we still need you.
Yeah.
So just stay over here, right? So I think that was a big part of it. I don't think this is all on Dalton Rushing. Maybe a cooler head wouldn't have even stood up. After looking back, he would just say, whatever, go sit down.
Yeah.
And then just get back to it. But yeah, dude, I don't think this is totally not on Dalton Rushing, but yeah, it's totally by reputation.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that this is, guys just know that he's back there at this point.
Yeah.
And they're just, they're doing everything they can to kind of rattle his cage. And like you said, Rushing does come in in the bottom half of that inning and get the game-winning hit, right?
No, actually, there's a little bit more to that, to this game, AJ. Because you're right. That did happen. He does have the game-winning hit.
Okay.
But believe it or not, AJ, this was the first game that the Dodgers had an extra innings game this season.
Really?
Yes. 91 games, the longest streak since the 2005 Red Sox. It was the first one, and yeah, there's a bunch of other firsts in here when it comes to this. But yeah, there's also their 60th win. They're the first team to 60 wins this season.
Boo.
So there's a little bit of that too, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff that comes with it. But yeah, this was something that they went back and forth. The Dodgers practically gave away this game, and the Rockies just gave.
They handed it to him on a nice little platter.
Yeah, Tanner
lost.
Scott came in and blew a 3-run lead.
Yeah,
which is not great to see. That's 2 shaky starts from Tanner Scott lately, which is not great. But they tied the game, and they actually took the lead going into the 11th inning, and then the Dodgers scored 2 runs. One of them happened to be a Dalton Rushing broken bat single up the middle to win the game. So he did get the last laugh for sure.
Yeah,
which is cool. You absolutely love to see it. Absolutely love to see it.
You absolutely do.
Yeah. So again, the next game, AJ, which is something we probably should talk a little bit about, for the Colorado Rockies versus Dodgers game. Do you know what happened in that game?
No.
Shohei Ohtani?
Didn't see it.
Okay. Just making sure I'm not ruining anything you have in your notes there. But yeah, Shohei Ohtani hit his 300th career home run last night. So
300th career?
Yes. Very cool.
That is very cool.
To Shohei Ohtani,
Yeah.
You got to mention him whenever you get a chance to. Got to mention him whenever you get a chance to, for sure.
It works great for the algorithm too.
It really, really does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, just put that in the algorithm.
It does. But yeah, man, we've got a lot coming up. All-Star Week's coming up. Believe it or not, I'm surprised you haven't mentioned this. All-Star Weekend's actually in Atlanta, Georgia this year.
Is it?
Yeah, it's actually at Braves. What's that stadium called?
Truist
Park.
Yeah.
Right? And the Battery. I know that part. The Battery. There you go.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah. It's in Atlanta, Georgia this year.
Dude, pack it up. We're heading to Atlanta, man.
It'd be awesome, man. It'd be great.
Yeah. When is it? next week.
Yeah, so that we used to put a lot of content out on the All-Star game,
Yeah,
and nobody watched it.
Yeah.
So we're just
not worth
not going to bother with
No.
it, guys, this time. So
Screw it. Keep
unless
watching our videos.
Unless we go there, which would be awesome. We're just going to go
Just
ahead
because we could put up so much quality content from our phones.
Exactly, that's what it would be.
Yeah.
It would have nothing to do about the fact that we get to go see an All-Star game and go watch Shohei Ohtani.
That would also be pretty legendary. Yeah. And 5 Braves made the All-Star game, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny thing about that when it comes to people who made the All-Star game, you know who made the All-Star game for the first time? Pajes, Andy Pajes.
I saw that.
Yeah, he made an All-Star game.
Or actually, maybe you told me that. Maybe I didn't see it.
What really sucks about that is he didn't actually get a chance. Like up until at the time of recording, I don't know if today he got to, but he's from Cuba, so he hasn't been able to contact his family to let his family know that he became an All-Star.
Is an MLB All-Star. That is heartbreaking.
So, and then even worse is that the Dodgers actually, Tammy, friend of the channel, if you could jump the kid's name in the chat for me, if you're still on, if you can drop it. So we talked about Chucky Robinson last week, right?
Yeah.
Well, they released Chucky Robinson and they brought up their other star catcher prospect that's coming up. This kid is from Venezuela. So I don't know how much you're paying attention to world news lately, but there was this massive earthquake that hit Venezuela. And so he could not contact his family, let them know, hey, I'm coming up to the big leagues. I'm making my MLB debut.
Oh, no.
Right? And the day of his start, he found out that his stepdad and his little sister died in that
is brutal.
In that earthquake. Still made the start.
Yeah. Talk about going out and giving it everything you have, though.
Yeah. So,
you
never know. With some of these players, man, it's easy just to sit there and be like, oh, where are these guys from? And you never know what these guys are going through. Some of these players.
Yeah.
Some of them can't talk to their families because they're in, a hostile nation to the U.S. and others, just because of tragedy and other things, simply can't communicate with their family and can have to deal with hardships. So it's pretty crazy.
Life's short, man.
Yeah. Speaking of hardships, man, it must be hard to be a Mets fan.
Oh, dude, it is so brutal to be a Mets fan. Could you imagine being 39 and 54 at this point in the season, being 15 games back, your last 10, you're 4-6.
Oh, jeez.
That's actually not even the bad part, man, because you're like, yeah, okay, you're having not a great season. Now tack in there that you've got $287.7 million in guaranteed contracts this year, with 6 guys making over $20 million a year, and 2 of those making over $40 million a year.
Wow.
At that point, you're thinking, yeah, we're going to be in a position, we're going to win some ball games, but I guess it goes to show you that sometimes you can't just throw money at a problem and make it go away, Darren.
No, you definitely can't.
You know what I mean? So my question for you, do you think it's time for the Mets to look at shedding some payroll, moving some pieces? Does this team need a little bit longer to kind of to gel and work things out? What are your thoughts on the LOL Mets?
My gosh, man. Like, I love the Mets. They are my second favorite NL team. And let me tell you why. No offense.
Wow.
But let me tell you why.
I'm very curious to hear this. Go Braves.
By some aspects of some metrics, some people say that their payroll is technically higher than the Dodgers. Right?
You've got to love that.
They're really close as far as payroll, right? If you
Yeah.
count deferrals and everything, they're actually more expensive than the Dodgers are when it comes to payroll. So when you take that into effect and you've got a team like the Mets that are, second to last place in their division?
Yeah.
Right now? I mean, I think even the Florida Marlins are currently ahead of them. I think they're only...
The Mets are last in their division.
Okay, sorry, dead last in their division.
Yeah.
And they have the second highest payroll in all of baseball.
Yeah.
Right? And they have the largest contract in all of baseball, and yet they're not even in a position to sniff the playoffs. So when it comes to that, they're my second favorite team because they're a perfect example for anybody who argues like, oh, you beat the team that's, 3 times your salary. Well, here's a team that is like 3 times your salary that is losing to everybody, including teams in their own division that are making less than one of their players. Right? Like, it's insane what the Mets are paying out. They did this before, though, AJ. They went all in. They signed Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer. They went in big on paying the top pitchers there, former Cy Young winners, just to trade them both at the deadline when they didn't work out, when they were both injured. Both went to competing Texas teams and both had to play each other in the playoffs, which is, dude, just baseball is beautiful and poetic and when it comes to that kind of stuff, right?
Baseball is poetic.
But yeah, man, it is absolutely insane how bad this team is. And Uncle Steve Cohen, the owner of the Mets, needs to make some tough decisions. And I don't think this is something as simple as just like, oh, okay, well, Bo Bichette mentioned that he's going to opt out at the end of his contract, so you might as well trade him now and get some assets back for him. What team is going to trade for that, knowing they could potentially opt into that contract?
Well, that's exactly it.
Like, why would you do that?
You're paying that dude $45 million a year
for like below 250 ER, batting average.
Yeah, the only 3 games he's had that were even worth anything were against the Braves.
Right. So, I think this is a lot more drastic moves than simply doing just that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's rumors about Francisco Lindor potentially being traded. I also seen some other stuff there. But yeah, we're looking like probably potentially being traded to the Yankees. And obviously there's some other things like Luke Weaver, Alvarez, and some other rumors that have been flowing around this team. You either got to go in and buy at the deadline and trade away some of these other contracts to bring in some, you either got to go all in and get Screwball and try and turn this thing around right away and make a push to become a wild card team.
Yeah.
Or you have to blow the whole thing up.
Just blow it up.
Strip it all the way down to the studs, all the way down to the only guaranteed contract you have coming up in 2 years is literally
Soto, right?
Exactly. Juan Soto. Or how about this, AJ? Here's a thought that I had. What if Uncle Steve trades Soto? I know he's got a no trade clause in his contract, right?
Yeah.
But he was perfectly happy playing second fiddle to Judge, right? This is a guy. He's not.
Wasn't he pretty public about wanting to have his own team?
No, I don't think it was about having his own team. I think it was about some of the things we talked about on this channel. Like the Yankees didn't give him a suite. The Mets did. They weren't willing to give him that extra year on his contract. The Mets did. He's like, well, I'm basically in New York anyway. I'm not particularly tied to either one of these teams. I'll just go with the best offer I'm getting right now, which is with the Mets, right?
Yeah.
He does not like the fact that he's this guy doesn't even hang out in the dugout reportedly with his team in between innings. He is going into the batting cages, sitting on the couch with the assistant general manager sitting next to him.
That's so weird to me.
Yeah. This guy is not doing team dinners. He's doing his thing. He's going home, right?
Yeah.
He was perfectly happy not being the face of the franchise when he was with the Mets. With the Yankees. I would not be surprised if Cohen might give the Yankees a call. And
maybe just dangle a little carrot.
Hey, man, we'll be willing to pay 30% of his contract if you, what can you give us for Soto?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's a theory. I know it's a way out there. Probably not going to happen. But yeah, I definitely think, in my opinion, it's time for the LOL bets to blow it up because, again, just like the Padres, there are these teams that can constantly try to win the press conference and completely ignore things like chemistry.
I mean, they won the press conference. You got to give them that.
Yeah. You said last week.
Yeah.
Chemistry is the most important thing.
Yeah.
When it comes to baseball.
And I just totally believe that, dude.
Yeah.
You've got to have guys that go out there and play for each other.
Yeah. I mean, you had, what's his name, Francisco Lindor, run out that McNeil kid. And okay, well, let's bring in the best second baseman in baseball in Marcus Semien from the Texas Rangers. And then, all of a sudden, okay, well, he's not getting along with Lindor either. Okay, so what's the problem there? Well, Lindor wants it to be his team, not Juan Soto's team. And then you also trade away your homegrown, what we call what's the heart and soul of the team?
Yeah.
You traded him away in Nimmo to please, whatever, right? And so you're making all these bad moves to bring in these name guys, and they're having some of the worst years of their career.
Yeah.
Why with the Mets, Bo Bichette, obviously, you should have let that guy go with the Phillies, dude. That was a bad move, right?
Yeah.
$40 million. You prefer to have that.
But
back.
Also, you know who the National League second baseman is for All-Stars? My guy, Ozzie Albies.
Of course. Why wouldn't he be?
Boom. Because he's a stud.
He's the best second baseman in baseball, in my opinion.
You just said Marcus Semien was the best second baseman in baseball. And I was offended.
In the American League.
I'm still offended.
Sorry, at the time. In the American League, he was the best second baseman in baseball.
Okay.
Sorry, Altuve.
As long as you stand corrected.
Yeah, I stand corrected.
Ozzie Albies.
Ozzie Albies is the best second baseman in the National League. And basically
and
all of baseball right now.
He's still the best second baseman in the National League.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good comment coming from Greg Hawkins, channel legend Greg Hawkins. Nico Horner is the best second baseman in baseball. Gee, I wonder what team he plays for.
No coincidence there, Greg. None at all.
We love it. You love to see it. But yeah, man, I absolutely love it, dude. I think what the Mets are doing right now is exactly where you want them to be with what they're doing. Because again, I honestly think they either got to go both ways.
Nobody wants to see the Mets win.
No, I mean they don't really have a whole lot of draft capital left.
Yeah.
Right? So they need to do whatever they can.
So they're like the Lakers.
Maybe trade away Acuna Jr.'s brother to get rid of some of this stuff because that's like their best prospect they have right now.
Yeah.
Maybe trade him away to do something and get some kind of like screwball trade going on. But yeah, honestly, dude, this team's a mess. I don't think they can buy. I think they need to blow it up.
So funny story you mentioned Tarek Skubal because I have my random that
Okay.
we always plan for. Tarek Skubal.
Okay.
Okay. ESPN put out an update on July 6th that he had an 85% chance of being moved. But Skubal just recently stated that they are a good baseball team and that he wants the club to add at the deadline rather than subtract. Should the Tigers move Tarek Skubal, and will the Tigers move Tarek Skubal?
Yes and no. Yes, they should move him. Absolutely, they should move Tarek Skubal. He's about to walk. You're not going to re-sign him. I mean, maybe you would because you signed Ramon Valdez to basically the same salary you were supposed to pay Skubal, but you decided not to, and he went anyway.
You're just like, yeah. Who would want a Cy Young pitcher that's the best in the league?
Yeah. So, okay, whatever, right? Versus a guy who's constantly a problem throwing at his own catcher. You could literally pay Skubal both of those salaries, and you're going to be right on there, right? Why don't you just
that was
extend
the move
guy?
that pissed off Skubal.
Yeah, I would be too, man. Why don't you just sign? Why don't you just extend him right then? Like,
Yeah. Like,
you're gonna pay-
you had the money, pay the man.
yeah, absolutely ridiculous.
You're like, nah, Framber Valdez is better.
Framber Valdez is our guy, and we're gonna go to
He's
blows with.
He's the
frickin-
franchise cornerstone.
We're gonna sign this guy, and we're gonna go to blows in arbitration. So make sure we don't pay you $30 million.
Yeah.
With your back-to-back Cy Young, awards.
You
coming in
can't even pitch because you're holding all your Cy Young awards.
Yeah, that's where those loose bodies came from, right?
Yeah.
Like, dude, I don't know, man. It is absolutely insane when it comes to that kind of thing. Yes, absolutely, they should trade him, but they're not going to because they're making a little bit of a push. They're only like what? How many games out of the wild card? You had the standings up, don't
I
you?
actually do have them up, yeah.
Yeah. How many wild card? How many games are they out in the wild card standings right now?
Tigers. Well, they're 5.5 back from the division lead behind the White Sox.
I mean, the wild card.
I don't have that one up.
Okay. That bar's looking up because, yeah, there's definitely going to be something there. But yeah, so I think they've gone on a recent tear right now.
Yeah, the last 10, they're 7-3.
Yeah, so I'm thinking when it comes to the standings, I'm thinking that might be worth it. So if I go into MLB the standings and I jump over the wild card for the American League, what we're looking at there is currently the Detroit Tigers are 4 games back of the wild card.
Wow.
So, I mean, they're getting close, right?
Yeah.
And the teams that are in the wild card are the Yankees, the Guardians, and the Rangers. I mean, you can skip past. I mean, Blue Jays might get up there, might not. The Astros, I think they're going to take their division. So then you're going against the
Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are just always scary, man. Like after that run they made last year,
Yeah.
like they just tore through the playoffs. Like if they can get into that wild card spot, you've got to think they could do something.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that as it sits right now, I think the Rays currently are sitting in the best position to win the division.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, kudos to the Rays, man. After playing in a minor league ballpark, getting the trot back this year, are just freaking going, man. They are 5 games up on their division over the Yankees.
The Rays are.
The Rays are.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely awesome to see.
Very impressive.
Yeah. So
Very impressive.
very, very cool. Unfortunately, the Athletics have fallen like greatly. So that's not been great.
That was your one pick for
Yes.
preseason. I forgot what mine was.
Bold prediction poll season, and yours isn't going out so well either.
Yeah, stupid Phillies.
Yeah, they're in the wild card as well. And yeah,
Yeah.
they're actually close to the division. Check out the last week's episode on that one.
Yeah.
We'll link that somewhere. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think, yeah, they should, but they won't because I think that they're so close. Tarek Skubal wants to stick it out. Like, he doesn't want to trade he doesn't want to go to another team right now.
No, definitely not. I mean, you think you want to make a mid-season move and go try to find an apartment and
Yeah, he's not going to want to do that.
no, absolutely doesn't want to do that.
So yeah, I don't know.
And you can't blame him.
Yeah. Why would he want to?
Yeah, like he's the thing is he holds all the cards.
Yes, he does.
So like you know what I mean? He's like, I have a contract. Somebody's going to pay me.
Mm-hmm.
You can have my services for the rest of the year if you'd like.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, honestly, I think that they should trade him, but I don't think they will, just simply because of how close they are to contention.
Yeah.
I think they're going to wait until after the trade deadline, be like, okay, and then maybe he just shuts down. And also, maybe he just simply doesn't want to pitch in the postseason and risk getting hurt before becoming the highest paid pitcher in baseball history.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a few stories I want to talk about real quick in baseball that's kind of ancillary, right?
Okay.
The first one is going to be talking about the Cubs. Greg, your Cubs, man. Did you hear about this game that they had last week? I think it was this week. Might have been earlier this week. It got so foggy.
Dude, I saw the clips of this.
This
the guys
game,
in the infield are like, I can't see the ball.
it got so foggy that Joe Davis announced that they couldn't use the center field cameras because they could not see home plate.
Yeah, they tried to use ABS, and the ABS couldn't even pick it up because it couldn't see the ball strikes.
Yeah, so the call stands.
Yeah.
Because ABS couldn't make the read.
Yeah.
That is absolutely insane, man.
Dude, that was so crazy too. Like, did you see the camera view from behind the plate?
Yeah.
You couldn't even see the infielders.
Yeah, how many times did you look out on the field and saw the both the Diamondbacks and the Cubs players being like, we can't see shit. Like, it's insane. Yeah.
I would just try to hit it in the air.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because then you just hit it in the air. No one's going to see it. You just
pop
start running the
everything up,
bases.
dude. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Hit it to the outfield and just keep running because they're not going to see the throw come in either.
And I'm surprised. What is the rule on fog? Is there not one?
I mean, it's up to the umpire's discretion, So, yeah. So we'll see. I mean,
They're like, nobody can see. Screw it. This is going to be a fun game. Keep watching.
Wait.
But the problem is the fans can't see it either.
Yeah, way too much fog during the game before it started. They delayed the game, I think, Greg, correct me if I'm wrong, about 20 minutes before the game started. Then the fog lit up, and it slowly got worse over the game. And then the sixth inning, they had to, delay the game again or call it all together. I can't remember how it broke down, but it was absolutely insane. The craziest fog I've ever seen. The fog game was wild. But yeah, again, Cubs are doing great, man. Love to see them competing back out there. Peaker Armstrong, ever since he told that lady what she can do for him, he's been on a tear. I mean, he was on cursed after that, and then ever since the tarps off section taunted him, and he hit a bomb right towards him.
Yeah, he's just been going since
just
then.
Been like MVP caliber type player, man. Absolutely. So I have one I want to talk about.
I'm ready.
So let's talk about the Kansas City Royals, AJ.
Okay.
So, and let me tell you about a player from the Kansas City Royals that you've probably never heard of.
I'm ready.
Tyler Tolbert.
Nope. Never heard of him.
Just tied an MLB record with 12 consecutive hits on 12 consecutive plate appearances.
12 hits on 12 consecutive appearances.
Yes. Now that might not sound like something crazy, but in Major League Baseball, that is insane. Got a hit in 12 straight at bats.
Ties a 124-year MLB record with a shocking feat.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's pretty impressive, man. I mean, what do you think? I mean, what do you think about that?
That's ridiculous. The best people in the world at hitting baseballs hit it less than a third of the time.
Right?
This dude did it 12 straight times.
Yeah, and a guy you've never heard of in your life.
Yeah.
Never heard of in your life.
No, that is pretty impressive.
I can actually extend that for you. I can guarantee you, probably bet your paycheck and my paycheck that you haven't heard of any of these other 5 guys that have done this either. The other 5 guys, again, the other 5 guys, no, there's other 4, right? Because there's only 5 that have done this. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments there. But Tyler Tolbert did it just now with the Kansas City Royals. Jose Miranda with the Minnesota Twins did it in 2024. Walt Dropo of the Detroit Tigers in 1952. Pinky Higgins of the Boston Red Sox in 1938. And Johnny King of the Chicago Cubs in 1902.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah. None of those players I've ever heard of in my life.
Nope, not even once.
Yeah. So just let you know how random baseball is. Like, you would think it would be like, it's got to be Ted Williams, right? The guy who bat 400, right? He would have had to have been that guy. Some of these other people who are known for their batting averages, Ken Griffey Jr., some of these like name players. No, it's a bunch of dudes you've never heard of that probably, may or may not have ever made may or may not have ever made a all-star start. Absolutely nuts, dude.
That's insane.
It's crazy stat. Crazy.
Yeah.
Stat. We got another comment hit from channel legend Greg Hawkins saying PCA hit 2 home runs today. He's been unbelievable. Absolutely, dude.
He really has too. You got to be so happy about that.
Yeah. One of the crazy things in that Mets game, the Mets versus the Royals game, where this guy got a 12 consecutive plate appearances. There was a little league home run. Do you know what a little league home run is?
Yeah, like you hit it in the park and make it all the way around.
Yes. No, a little league home run. That's the inside the park home run.
A little league home run.
No, a little league home run is when there's a bunch of errors that allows you to score.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah. So the Royals basically had a player that hit a ball on the infield, and there was 3 errors in this play that allowed them to score.
That makes it so much better.
The League World Series home run, which is crazy because the Dodgers did also last night give up 2 errors on a single play that it caused them to lose the game after blowing again another lead. So just goes to show you, man, one of the highest paid payrolls in baseball could lose to one of the lowest ones out there.
Yeah.
Crazy thing about the Colorado Rockies, last thing before we get out of here. Would you believe me, AJ, if I told you that the Colorado Rockies have a top 10 offense in Major League Baseball?
I would not.
Yeah, they're number 9 right now in runs scored per game.
Wow.
Yeah, number 9.
That's pretty impressive, actually.
Obviously, who's number 1? Take a guess.
Probably the Dodgers.
Nope, number 2. And I guarantee you'll never guess who's number 1 right now.
The Rays.
No, they're a first place team. Not a first place team. One more guess.
Not a first place team?
Not a first place team.
That's a good help. The Cardinals.
No, close. Actually, not close. Maybe the same division. Probably not. They both wear red. I don't know. It is the Washington Nationals.
Oh, I actually believe that.
They
I
have
actually believe
the
that.
highest run scores per game for number
Dude,
1.
The Nationals just are like sneaky good, dude. Just come out and just put the bat on the ball. It's like they don't even hit it out a lot.
No,
They
that
just
Woods
come out
kid's
and just
insane.
base hit the shit out of you.
Have you ever seen a player that looked more bothered to be there than that Woods kid?
No.
Like, this guy just
Yeah.
he's got the Gen Z stare. Or whatever
Dude, he
that
doesn't
is.
look like he's having fun at all.
No, but this guy will just sit there and hit a bomb and just run around the bases.
Yeah,
nonchalantly.
still face, dude. Like he's not even excited for himself.
Make a diving play,
It's
gets
like
up,
a
whatever.
Stupid game. I can't wait for it to be over.
It's insane, dude. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. CJ Abrams? Is it CJ Abrams? Adams?
CJ Abrams also plays for the Nationals. Yes.
Yeah, I think that might be the guy. That might be the guy. I always wanted that guy on my team. That dude
I was
is
thinking
sick.
there's another guy. I think you said Woods, and I was thinking him.
I'm thinking it's
Thought you were talking about Kyle Tucker. Solid point.
solid point. Who's actually been coming alive lately, by the way. Congratulations, Kyle Tucker. You're welcome, because if it wasn't for us dogging on you, you wouldn't have been doing what you're doing. By the way, thanks to everybody who watched that video. I think we have 1,500 views on that video.
Yeah, it did pretty good.
Yeah,
For a channel with 140 subs.
absolutely love it, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in and joining and watching our videos on that for sure. Yeah, Kyle Tucker. It's great stuff, man. Absolutely great stuff. Oh gosh, but we were talking about the Nationals and crazy thing I saw when I was watching the Yankees get beat by the Rays yesterday. I looked up and saw a pitcher on the mound, and you know what his name was?
What?
Cam Boozer.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there's a relief pitcher.
I bet you it wasn't the Cam Boozer.
No, but there's a pitcher on the Rays named Cam Boozer, and I'm just like, dude, wow.
So sick.
So cool. So
Yeah.
cool. On that twist of connecting both of our channels together, Utah Jazz DNA and Major League DNA, we want to say thank you all very much for watching this episode of the DNA Sports Recap. If you join us on our live stream, keep in mind this is available, on our sub channels. Gosh, we need a new outro for this.
We do.
Why don't you just run your part?
Yeah, if you're watching on one of the short videos on either one of our sub channels, just know they are available as a podcast wherever you get your audio.
With all that said, my name is Darren, that is AJ, and this has been an episode of the DNA Sports Recap.
Till next time.